we are regressing back to the Stone Ages. Some of you may remember the LEGO craze with Nintendo in the past couple of years, with 2020 bringing us the NES set with a level that you can actually play inside of a TV that you build, and you also have a question mark block with levels recreated from Super Mario 64. Well, this is kind of a similar thing, but this time with Atari. And I mean, when I saw this in the catalog, I just had to buy it. And yes, I did find it in the catalog. I'm old styled. I own an NES. Anyway, this video, I want to show you guys what this is all about with building it. It'll be kind of similar to the other ones I did where I just show like the steps in between and kind of what's going on, give you guys updates because it's a lot of footage to record an entire day of building Legos and yeah. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. Let's see how many different bags of Legos we have to deal with in here, and then we'll get into the building. I decided I wanted to record the unboxing. I may or may not use this in the final video. If you're watching it, then I obviously did. There's some tape back here. Some flaps we gotta cut open. 3 pieces of tape. I think the Nintendo set's only had 2. So, I mean, this box is also much bigger than why can't I speak? Than the Nintendo ones. Well, actually, no, I'll take that back. It's kind of the same size. All right. What do we have in here? Instructions. I think this is the only instruction book. It's weird to see the instructions of a Lego being white. I don't think I ever have encountered a Lego set with white instructions before. So, that's something new. Boy, do I have my work cut out for me with this one. Whoa, he already dropped some on the floor. Woo-wee! What's this? Bring this closer to the camera so you guys can see. You get back up there. This little pamphlet thing we got here. Is this literally just a picture of people building Legos? That's what it looks like. It doesn't even look like this particular set either. Oh, this is one of those mission statement things. All right, we're making our packaging more sustainable. We're transitioning from single-use plastic to paper-based packaging. As we progress, you may find a mix of paper and plastic in our boxes. Well, so far, these are the only 2 pieces of paper I find, and this one's wrapped in a plastic bag. So, sustainability efforts look like they're still in their developing stages. Anyway, let's see what we're actually working with here. This is everything, guys. 16 bags, a very long book, 3 sticker things. Let's get to building. All right, so I just finished bag number 1 here, and we're not starting with the console, surprisingly. I think we're starting off with the cartridges, because bag 1, we built the adventure, or the cartridge for the game Adventure. Got the logo on top here, and this is the part that inserts into the system. At least I assume. We'll find out later. And then this was the little 3D replica, or like part of the game that they included with it, which I'm assuming is supposed to be the dragon and the surrounding castle. I don't know, I obviously haven't played Adventure, so I'm not sure, but this is really cool nonetheless. Kind of reminds me of the 3D models for the worlds in Mario 64. So again, this is really cool. And next up, looks like we're making the shelf for all the games. So let's move on to bag 2. Well guys, bag 2 is complete. Here we have the shelf of games, the shelf where we're gonna put the cartridges. So it goes in like this. It's kind of hard to do one-handed, but that's just one of them. We have 2 more cartridges to build as well, and but that's not gonna be for a little while because bag 3 looks like we're actually gonna start working on the system now. So this is what I've been waiting for. This is what you've been waiting for. Let's move in to bag 3. All right, so bag 3 is now done. Not much to see yet. This is just kind of building up the console itself. We kind of got the sides going. And yeah, not much else for now, but we still have a lot more to do. So let's move on to bag 4. All right, so bag 4 is done. We got the sides complete, or not complete, but more complete now. And that's really all there was here. There wasn't much else added. So with that being said, why don't we turn the page and move on to bag 5. All right, guys, bag 5 is now done, and it was basically just adding some more structural portions to the back here, which I'm assuming this is going to be where the back that kind of like slants is, where the controls are. We also added these little things to the side here to make it more smooth, I guess. I'm not really sure what purpose those serve, but either way, I think we're going to be continuing with bag 6, working more on the back part here. That's just my prediction from looking at it, but let's get into it and see how it goes. Well, bag 6 is now done, and just as I thought, this is working more with the back assembly here that's tilted, as you can see. So this is basically all of what bag 6 was. And now, moving on to bag 7. All right, bag 7 is now finished. We got some more work on the sides done. And yeah, that's basically what this was all about. Something kind of weird though is that I'm not sure if I did this incorrectly, but you notice how there's like a gap up here, and as you go down, it's like more tight, and that happens on both sides. Now, I don't see that here with the instructions, but I don't know, that could be the gap. It doesn't really show though. I don't know. I think it'll be all right. We'll find out later, but that's where we're standing right now. So, with all that being said, we are on to bag 8, which looks like we're going to be making the Asteroids cartridge. So, let's get into it. Okay, so bag 8 is now done. We did the Asteroids cartridge and the little 3D model here with the triangle ship shooting out at the asteroids themselves. Looks like we got the 3 main stages too. We got the big ones, the medium-sized ones, and then looks like the little ones maybe right here. So that's really cool. But now that that's done, we can move on to bag 9, which looks like we're going to be working more on the console. Bag 9 is now finished, and what that basically had was this assembly here in the front. I'm not sure what it's going to be used for yet, but my guess is possibly maybe the cartridge mechanism. I'm not really sure, but we will see. Or maybe for the display, which we will be making next, it looks like, in bag 10. We'll be making the guy who plays the games in his little room, 70s themed room. Anyway, I'm looking forward to making this, so let's get into it. Well guys, bag 10 is done, and now I know what this mechanism we made earlier was for. It's for the room that you build in bag 10. So, the detail is just absolutely immaculate here. You got this happy little fellow here playing Atari, wearing his Atari shirt, playing the 2600, drinking some Coke. He's got his games right there, it looks like, on his tube TV. Looks like right now he's playing Asteroids. He's got some posters, some toy cars, maybe a grandfather clock that I think this thing is supposed to be right here. This right here, landline phone, a cat. boombox, some Lego figures, a VHS tape, books, you name it. This is just completely decked out, all on a wood grain back with some green carpet. I'm assuming that's supposed to replicate. The detail is just absolutely amazing. This is so incredibly cool. But now, looks like we actually get to finish off some of the detail with the system itself too. Looks like we're gonna get to finish the top and the front in bag 11. So let's get into that. Okay, so the whole assembly for the top and front is not gonna be done at the same time. This is the end result of bag 11 here, which is just kind of the top. And as you can see, we're still not 100% finished either. We still got some more to do on the sides. And then the front is not really done yet either. But this is kind of the starting layer. We're gonna continue upon that. Looks like mostly with the front in bag 12. Okay, now that bag 12 is done, we actually have more of a real looking top and front piece for the console itself. We got the wood grain on the front with the Atari logo, of course, and then all of the smooth upper pieces on the back. Fortunately, I got fingerprints all over them, but I will try to clean that before the final thing is there, after I hang it up, something. I'm probably gonna have to dust this though from time to time, just from having it displayed. But that's not all we have to do with this piece, because in bag 13, it looks like we're going to be working on the underside and maybe connecting this thing to the console itself. Those are just my predictions, but let's get into it and see how it goes. All right, guys, check this out. So bag 13 is done. We got the top all finished, and if I can do this one-handed, it's gonna be kind of difficult. There we go. Got loose. Check this out. So the top actually is what controls this little like scene coming out. It's much easier to do with two hands, but that's that. I'll try cutting to a shot where I do it two-handed now, but that's that. And on to bag 14 next. All right, guys, look where we are now. The Atari system is now basically all complete. As you see, after bag 14 here, we have the top of the system all finished up with all the switches, which you can actually move. Like, let's turn the system on. We can change it from black and white to color TV. And then, of course, we can select our game and reset. And guess what this middle hole is for? This is just a little clue. Put it in. And I guess I pushed it in all the way. And then you can play the game. You can select different games from here. You can reset the game as well with these switches that actually have kind of like a force feedback thing to them, which stay up, and then these ones, they stay up or down, which is really cool as well. And that's not all. If I take this out for just a second. Around the back, we also have the controller ports and the other wires, or the other wire ports here. I don't believe these are supposed to be switches, although they do kind of look like it. Maybe. Anyway, this is where we're at as of now. And I also want to mention that I noticed something I did wrong earlier. These were out on the sides earlier. I realized I misaligned the pins on the inside here to make it flush, so that sits better. That and this was like sitting like this the entire time, which obviously did not look right to me either. So I had to make some adjustments and to make this flush. Now the problem is though that those adjustments meant removing this. I couldn't figure out what exactly I did wrong. So now I just had to be kind of careful when I pulled it out for the display here. So I can pull this all the way out, which I know you're not supposed to be able to do. I'll try looking into that more before I start back 15, but figured I'd let you know some of the changes I made too. Then I have to lift this up to close it. I don't know, that's probably not exactly how it's supposed to go, but just figuring things out as we go along. So, with all those updates being said and out of the way, let's move on to bag 15, which looks like we're going to be making the controller. Okay, I fixed it now, so there's no more gap in between. I ended up using the pieces because you're supposed to. And now this stops and doesn't come all the way out. So the issue I had was actually lying underneath the top here, the pull-out. I still haven't figured out exactly what is causing this thing to fall down. I think I probably just did something kind of minor. I mean, it's not really that much of a big deal to me, but I messed up something with the positioning of these pieces here. So they were sticking out more than they should have been. They were sticking out, all the way here, which again was not what they were supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be flush with this back piece, and mine were not. So that's why they were not, it was not closing fully. But that's rectified now. Anyway, like I said, we're gonna continue on with bag 15. Ladies and gentlemen, we can now play the Atari 2600 Lego Edition with a complete controller with a moving joystick and a wire to plug it into the back of the console. We can do the one thing that we've wanted to do since the start of the project. It's time to play adventure. Turn it on. Dragons. Time for bag 16 with giant centipedes. Well guys, bag 16 is done. And so that wraps up the entire project. What you're looking at here is the complete Lego Atari set with the controller that's completely built. We have the games cartridges, all 3 game cartridges, and the carrying case that comes with them, and 3 scenes remade from the games that we actually get to play, such as the explosions from Asteroid, the giant worm from Centipede, and this fire-breathing horse around the castle in Adventure. I mean, this is just an incredibly cool system. I had a lot of fun building it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the entire process of it being made. I would definitely recommend that you pick this up for yourself if you can, and if you are into Lego and vintage gaming as well, because not only will it make you happy, but it'll make this guy and his cat happy as well. So I think you should do it. Now that about wraps up all I have to say. So I'd like to thank you all again for watching. Remember to stay cool, and if you excuse me, I have to go on a bit of an adventure.